You found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Greetings as we celebrate the fact that Nate Ament makes history for the University of Tennessee. Lottery pick. That's pretty big time. Tennessee's entire staff was up in New York City last night to celebrate that with Nate Ament as he was taken by the Milwaukee Bucks, where the Bucks are going to end up with the pick, taken by the Heat, but the Bucks end up with... The trouble with watching the NBA draft is that in real time, it's so confusing that even the people that are anchoring it on ESPN are completely like, this is overwhelming. There's so many trades, and it's so fast. I love how it's 5 minutes apart, though. Unlike the NFL first round, Bri, which is interminable, this first round goes very quickly, extremely quickly. Did you watch any of it, Bri? It was pretty good last night.
Yeah, off and on. Between kickball, but I saw Ament get picked. I saw the interview with his mother and him.
Wasn't that neat?
Yes.
His mother and his father. His father is 60 years of age. His mother looks like she's, 40-ish maybe. They're just it's a great story. You know, while Nate Ament was here, we didn't we didn't really appreciate how great of a story he really is, because he is a fascinating story. His mother was in a Rwandan. His mother has Rwandan heritage, and she was there when it was war torn, and it's just a very volatile part of the world. But there was slaughter going on around her. They met in an orphanage. She was a nurse. He was a relief worker / kind of a Christian missionary type. And out of their Union comes this kid that's a special basketball player. You know, we didn't really, and this is the trouble with this rental player deal. I was talking with somebody close to the basketball program last night, and they said that the coaches convey that they think he might be the finest young person they've ever had a chance to be around and coach. And, I just wonder, that's just a great compliment, right? They said the kid never talked back to anybody, never said a crossword to anybody, never was anything but a great teammate toward people. And the shame is we only got him for 8 months here. And that just kind of stinks, Vol for a minute. But yet, it's important for Tennessee to have him taken in the lottery last night, back part of the lottery, but still the lottery. And what I hear is that, his mother had dual citizenship. And so does Nate. Nate is an Italian. Brian, I did not know that the whole time Nate Ament was here. Shame on me. Did you know that, Brian?
So Nate is a Paisan, and you were never able to.
I would have gone
spread the word.
Well, I would have, through my contacts, I would have had the kid out for some sketty if I'd have known that. I mean, not in a jock sniffery way, but in a Paisan to Paisan way. See, we can do that with each other.
How is he Italian?
His mother was adopted. His mother's Rwandan. She was adopted when her biological family came apart, and she was, through an agency, adopted by an Italian family.
Okay.
And so she lived in Italy. She went back there as a nurse to care for her people. I mean, you talk about great people. Now, these people are great people.
Maybe Nate Ament could help the Italian national soccer team qualify for a World Cup.
So she went back there to care for her people in that war-torn region. You think about all the death and destruction and pestilence and persecution and all the war-torn area that's there. And Nate Ament, basically, this feature I'm looking at said that Rwanda and Italy are both in his heart. So, and it's a phenomenal. This is a story about him when he was an uncommitted basketball player. A story that I was just looking into his background last night because I looked at his dad and I thought, Nate Ament's mom married Colonel Sanders. So I want to shout out Maury Hanks today. I want Maury to today, while he thinks about his appearance on here yesterday, which he got a little out of control. We'll bring Cinco in here momentarily, but he got a little out of control yesterday. And I want to shout out and bring in and say a special shout out to Maury Hanks. Maury, you need to, with your boys today, celebrate with a bucket. Brian, when you get a bucket, what do you get? You get the 24-piece, 16-piece. Do you get the extra crispy, Brian? What do you get?
I don't eat anything off a bone, so it's all tenders for me.
Cinco, were you back in your carnivore days? Were you in Greece days? Were you a Kentucky Fried Chicken guy, Cinco? Back in any of your stops along the way, your family?
Family, not so much, but that was a
when we were kids, they were the bomb.
I don't indulge much, but yeah, I'm a extra crispy white meat guy.
There you go. In honor of Nate Ament today, Laura and I are going to go get extra crispy white meat. His father looks like Colonel Sanders, and I got time for it. And there you go. So here we are, fired up, focused, and prepared. Breaking news today from the baseball scene. Mark your calendars. A great way to spend a February day, Brian. Should we make arrangements right now to go live from Jacksonville at the Live Like Lou Jacksonville Baseball Classic? Brian, what is Live Like Lou? Any idea what it is? Because Tennessee will be a part of this event, this 3-day extravaganza celebration of baseball, along with such scions of the sport, Bry, such as, who else is going to be at the event, Bry?
Such as Illinois,
yes,
Cincinnati, and Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech bunch,
who was the number 2 overall seed.
Sean Sinclair, what does, and Watson Brown's going to join us, but what does the sport of college baseball teach us? LSU this year was picked to win the SEC championship and didn't even make the tournament. TCU, Cinco, was picked to win the Big 12, didn't make the tournament. UCLA was picked to win the Big 10 and went 1-2 in the NCAA tournament. Coastal Carolina was picked to win the Sun Belt. They went 0-2 in the tournament. The American East Carolina was picked. They went 2-2 in the tournament. Samford picked in the Southern. They didn't qualify. Dallas Baptist didn't qualify. They were picked. Abilene Christian was picked to win their league. They didn't qualify. SIUE, Cinco, was picked to win their league. They didn't qualify. Big West, UC Santa Barbara went 2-2. Lamar was picked to win the Southland. They went 0-2. In the High Point, the Big South was picked to win the High Point. High Point was picked to win they didn't qualify. Connecticut was picked to win the Big East. They didn't qualify. Nevada was picked to win the Mountain West. They didn't qualify. Miami was picked to win the Mid-American. They didn't qualify. San Diego was picked to win the West Coast. They didn't qualify. Rhode Island was picked to win the Atlantic 10. They didn't qualify. Austin Peay and Stetson were both co-favorites to win the ASUN. Neither team qualified. Binghamton was picked to win the America East. They did, but went 0-2. Columbia was picked to win the Ivy League. They didn't qualify. Holy Cross won their league. Murray State was picked to win the Missouri Valley. They didn't qualify. Fairfield was picked to win the MAC. They didn't qualify. Wright State was picked to win the Horizon League. They didn't qualify. Oral Roberts was picked to win the Summit League. They didn't qualify. Bethune-Cookman was picked to win the SWAC. They didn't qualify. And Central Connecticut State was picked to win the Northeast Conference. They didn't qualify. And the Oklahoma Sooners, Cinco, in the 16-team league, where do you think they were picked, Sean? What we just witnessed. Where do you think they were picked? Out of 16 teams, Cinco.
12.
How about 14 out of 16?
Wow.
How insane is major college baseball, Sean, after what we just witnessed?
Well, it's great. Two things, again, that I got wrong is that I predicted that Georgia would do like Texas did to us in softball and win those 2 games wrong. So good for them. They, like in hockey, they got a hot goalie and they just went nuts.
Yep.
And the other thing I got wrong last week was that the World Cup didn't have the big names. Couldn't be wrong more. Erling Haaland, Messi, Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe.
But they're old.
All the
to
big,
your point, they're
all
old.
the big names. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They are coming through and shining. And congratulations to. I mean, I'm not so grateful about the late night stuff, but congratulations to the U.S., the country, for putting on the thing, and for Fox. I think they've done a wonderful job with this tournament.
You know what? I saw The Athletic had a great line. They said if they would just get Alexi Lawless off the screen, they would have perfect coverage. They said for some reason everybody feels the need to employ this guy. And he's brutal. But
the funny thing is, he was a marginal player with great red hair back in the day, and he's made a career. And he's on all these platforms with legitimate superstars, Zlatan and all these other guys that are just truly superstars, and they're looking at him like, "What? You are?" I mean, to put Thierry Henry next in the same stage as Alexi Lawless is a joke.
I'm waiting for Henri to look over at him and go like this and blow like the old wrestlers used to. Blow some like snot out of their nostril at him. You know what I mean? Like one of those deals. Because that would be apropos. Yeah, and he was the GM of the Galaxy and destroyed it. Destroyed the Galaxy. He was a terrible GM in the MLS. But here's the thing. The tournament's been fun. The college baseball tournament was excellent, guys, this year. It was fantastic. It was so fun. Did you guys not enjoy that College World Series? I mean, right up till the final. By the way, shout out Navy wife Allison. I ran into her yesterday in the park. I was picking my guitar and she said, "Tony, I was just wondering when I was going to see you." She said, "So weird. I was just thinking about that, and you really do walk around with a guitar." I'm like, "Yeah, I really do. I'm just trying to." Yesterday, I walked 5 miles. I walked the hill at Lakeshore, that high hill, that long hill. Brian, you ever been at the Lakeshore? You ever walked out there? It's really nice.
No, the casuals go there. Real ones go down to the boathouse down by the river.
Well, if you walked out there, Brian, you'd see this really high hill that would get you. I walked it 5 times yesterday out in that humidity. And I am kind of feeling it. Music City Sam said the rankings preseason are horrible and pointless. Actually, no, Sam. Actually, no, they're not. They keep the sports alive. They're pretty harmless, preseason rankings. And they give you a sort of working understanding of what you're walking in. But for some reason, this particular baseball season we just saw, I think it was one where a lot of people, they threw this new number on these coaches, this 34 number. And I think it just added to the unpredictability, the insanity of it all. I mean, when you see, Sean, like a championship team like North Carolina run out of pitching in a championship game, that just shows you what these shortened rosters have done, because they were literally out of pitching.
You got to manage it. I mean, Oklahoma managed it with a bunch of freshman pitchers. I don't know what happened to our freshman pitchers, but theirs looked dynamite.
And Whatnot 007 says he's planning on going to Omaha next year. I got to do that. I got to go to Omaha. I got to heed the clarion call. Chris Burke listens to the show. Berkey, I'll stay with you next year. Stay with your boys. We'll hang out. Lakeshore Park and Whatnot. That's what Navy. I call it North Shore. I'm sorry. Lakeshore Park is beautiful. It's absolutely exquisite. It is a crown jewel of our city, and I love it. So today we've got a couple people on the board. Brian, I'll tell you who I think is going to be fascinating is the center from Kentucky, Quaintance, who hardly played at Kentucky. He is going to be, if he pans out, nobody's going to score on the Spurs in 2 years. Because with Wemby and Quaintance back there, those two guys are a couple of human erasers. Like Marvin Webster back in the day, the human eraser. Bronny Boy Hartman. And what'd you think of Cam Carr going to the Lake Show? The unserious Lake Show.
There's your 2 first-round picks with Cam Carr, who, if he stays, and Nate Ament. Cam Carr hopefully gets more of an opportunity than Dalton Connect has gotten there.
Basilio's
which makes me think that Dalton Connect probably might be on his way to being traded.
Yeah, going to lose
since they got Carr.
Yep. Yeah, they've been trying to deal Connect. I was looking into Connect the other day for the blog, and Connect is, he's in the process of they've been trying to deal him. They've tried to deal him twice. Sixers got LeBaron Philon. I just don't know. I like him, but for the NBA game, he's a tad on the skinny side. He played in the fast break offense that allowed him to be him. And I wonder if the Sixers are setting up some kind of maxi. I wonder what they're doing there. That's an interesting pick by my Sixers. But shout out to the great story and the great young man that is Nate Ament. And I just wanted to unpack that a little bit. Congratulations to him. 2 Vols are on the clock today. I'll ask Brian Hartman his expert opinion. I was talking to Maury about it today. We'll both be drafted. Maury said he feels really sorry. We were talking this morning. The kid from Duke, Brian, he sat there the whole time with his sunglasses on. These kids that do the Corey Hart look, it's very unfortunate wearing their sunglasses at night. First impressions can be lasting. You know who, Sean, wore their sunglasses at night at a now defunct establishment, that sports bar over there that was near the Walmart? That defunct establishment. But the Nation of 3000 was in there with an unnamed quarterback, Sean. Who would that be? And he had his sunglasses on at 10 o'clock at night. Who would that be, Sean?
Mr. Pajamas.
You got it. He had his pajamas, his hoodie footies, and his sunglasses on. And the quote Cinco, goofy recruitment, goofy career. And I would say when you take a private airplane for 10 of your friends to go play touch football on a field out at Farragut High School and make a video with the rapper Andy, I would call that a goofy recruitment, Sean. Would you?
All but the video with rapper Andy, because that's next level.
Go! Let's go! Now, is Nega Dave going to come on here like Seymour Joe said and tell us what crow tastes like, since he was saying that Nate Ament wasn't going to go in the lottery? I was getting a little worried there, Bri, about Nate Ament, weren't you?
Yeah, once Oklahoma City passed on him, but there was still a whole lot of first round left, so I thought it was going to be soon at that point. Oklahoma City got the giant from Michigan that is from Spain.
Yep.
And Dallas picked up another one of Dusty May's other Michigan guys, Morris Johnson.
Hey, Jewer.
So Dusty May is going to be reunited with him in Dallas.
There you go.
But Nate Ament goes right away after the Thunder picked.
Hey, Juice.
I really feel bad for Darius Acuff for going to Sacramento because you're going to be invisible out there.
Yeah, here's the thing about the NBA. The NBA could fold about 8 franchises and nobody would know the difference. No offense to Memphis. Y'all could fold. Nobody would know the difference. Toronto could fold. Nobody would know the difference. Sacramento, the Queens, the Sacramento Queens could fold. Nobody would know the difference. The Washington Wizards, Brian, could fold tomorrow. Nobody would know the difference. That's an unserious.
Completely invisible. Nobody
totally invisible.
Don't even know they exist. By the way, Dave Serrano will be stepping down as head coach at Johnson University after 3 years.
What? He won the Coach of the Year.
He is stepping down. He released a statement.
Damn it.
He wrote a letter.
I love him.
He said a heartfelt thank you to everyone who was involved over the past 3 years at Johnson U. And it reminded him of when you recruit good players, create culture, and build a belief from within, and along with strong work ethic, anything is possible. So he's thankful to his players. He was fortunate to be around them for years, the memories we've made, and their families and support they had, and all the coaches, trainers, SIDs who were by my side. Thank you to the school president, the AD, for their support. I never could have imagined what this opportunity would turn out to be when I accepted the job. And he will begin a new chapter. I will begin a new chapter in my life, supporting and watching my son's careers begin, along with this wonderful opportunity I've taken on with the Showball Baseball Showcases. I'm not sure what that is.
Well, let's get him on, bro. Let's get him on the talk.
I'm not leaving what I'd love to do, and it just won't be in the dugout.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. I want to reach out to him, Bri. I want to reach out to Serrano, Showball Serrano. All right. Congratulations to him. Here's another one. The Pelicans tomorrow could literally fall. Who would even notice if the Pellies disappeared? What are we doing? NBA's. Well, yeah, I'm with Brian. When I saw the Acuff kid going to Sacramento, it looked like his heart sank. I guess he could have been like Sheila Manning back in the day and said, I'm not going to play for you. I mean, there's always that, right? There's always that. We come back on the other side. It's so next level. You know what it is. Wednesday with Watson. Scoo will be in session after this. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law.
Fifth quarter fan reaction.
Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, well, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm here to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face to face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you. Take your head. Okay. It's supine time. It's time for us to practice obeisance because the great Watson Brown now joins, and you bow thy head when you say thy name. Get that head down. Watson Brown. How we doing, my man?
We doing good.
It's a Wednesday.
It's beautiful here today.
Oh, my gosh, man.
It's gorgeous.
It was 70-ish last night. I grabbed my guitar and walked for about 5 miles last night. And it was like 70-something. It was cool when I first went out to the park late afternoon. And then it got warm, and then it got cool again. And today's just a beautiful day, Watson.
This morning was gorgeous.
Oh, have you seen the weather forecast for next week with the temperature in the mid-90s, high 90s? Are you ready?
Better enjoy it while we got it right here because it's fixing to get real hot.
Now, what do you do on the farm like this time of the year? What do you do on the farm? Walk us through a day in the life. You milk cows?
No, but my wife feeds some. She's got a few. They're pets to her.
Okay.
They're not cows. They're pets.
But do you milk them?
But we have to. No, heavens no. No, there's no milking. These aren't milk cows.
Okay, I don't know.
But she's got a little miniature donkey and a couple of cows, and so she messes with that. And I cut grass, I trim trees, I cut down trees that need to come out, I do a lot of weed eating, just a little bit of everything, just to get outside and enjoy it. I don't kill myself, but I enjoy doing that. Didn't ever think I would. Brenda took a picture of me on a tractor and said, "Your dad would be laughing his head off right now."
So you were never an outdoorsy person till you got out of the football?
I was outdoorsy, but I didn't like work. When Dad would make you just help bale hay or something like that, I hated it. And so for him to see me doing this now, of course, he's been gone for quite a while, but if he sees me doing this now, Brenda's right. My wife, she says, he's laughing his head off when he sees you out here.
So you're like I was when I was a kid. My dad looked at me as a mushroom farmer, and he said, "Tony, I don't know what you're going to do for a living," because some of my brothers went into his deal. He said, "I don't know what you're going to do, Tony, but it's not going to be this." He goes, "You're kind of lazy." He just looked at me and said that. He said, "You don't like working."
My daddy said, "You're just not tough. You're not a tough guy."
See, back in the day, man, dads looked right at you back in the day.
I'd catch it and I'd catch it.
Hey, Watson, they looked right at you back in the day, and they just said that to you, didn't they? Back in the day.
Oh, look me dead in the eye. It's maybe I didn't lower my shoulder and score when I was in high school or something, and he'd say, "You need a little tougher down there on the goal line, don't you think?" I can remember they hired a young Marine going into my junior year, and he of course he changed my life and made us real good and all that. But he was just a real tough guy. And I remember one day in two-a-days and preseason, and those two-a-days in those days were 5 hours long. I mean, it was a full day of nothing but football. And so we're running up this hill at the end of practice, and I'm just about had it. And I go home and say, Daddy, I don't know if I can take this anymore. I blah, 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 blah. And he said, I don't want to hear it. Go say it to your coach. I don't want to hear that crap. So I knew right then, don't go to Daddy to get hugged. It wasn't going to happen. But that coach became my second dad. And I have to admit, my dad was right. That coach made me a lot tougher guy in those 2 years.
You know, the impact you can have.
Oh, high school coaches, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Have the most impact of anybody in the country. Anybody.
Yep.
Those kids at that age are ready for it.
Yep.
And need it and whatever. We college coaches have some, but the high school coach is the guy, man. And we don't put enough love to them. We don't shout out enough to high school coaches, all coaches, not just football.
Because it's thankless. They don't get paid anything.
Thankless, and they don't make money, and they do it.
Yep.
They do it because they want to do it. They're hired to be teachers. They're not hired to be a coach, even though there are some of those now going on. But you're still basically hired to be a teacher first. And it's thankless. And it's not just the wins and losses. Winning helps too. I know that, and because it teaches you how to win and teaches you how to lose. But just the other things that they teach you that stay with you the rest of your life. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's I can still picture like things my wrestling coach would say to. I mean, I still hear that stuff in my brain as I live my life. You know what I mean? It's weird.
No, you do. You never forget it.
You hear it in your brain. I mean, you just hear it in your mind.
You just never forget it. And he, like I said, he became my second dad. If I ever got in trouble, my dad was first call. My second call was to my high school football coach, that if I needed advice or this or that, I cried and spoke at his funeral. I mean, I just loved him. I absolutely loved him. And just never forget him, and can't thank him enough for what he did for me. I'd hate to know without what he trained me in those 2 years what I might have been. Who knows? I don't know.
Hey, Watson, who's tougher, you or Mac?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that. We're different. We even coach different. We have different personalities. I've always told Mac, you should have run for governor. That's why he would have been perfect.
Great politician.
I mean, he
can move around, huh? Knows how to move around.
Never forgot a name. Till this day, he don't forget a name. It drives me crazy. And he can shake a hand and remember that name 10 years later, and loves people, loves to be out around people. So we're different in a lot of ways. I'm proud of him and what he did with his life, and just got to be with him at the Hall of Fame, the Bobby Dodd Golf Tournament fundraiser in Atlanta. We were together this past Monday. Man, that was neat to see him. I hadn't seen him, and we talk every other day, but I don't see him face to face. So it was good to see him.
When you get together with these coaches, right? Because we were talking about
that was a neat day. Now I love that day. There was a bunch of them there. Bunch of them. I spent probably 30 minutes or so with Steve Spurrier, and we just sit and talked, and just talk ball, talk life. That is so neat to me to get back and see a lot of those guys I've gone against and fought hard against through all those years. Ralph Friedgen, I go way back with Ralph.
Oh, wow.
Way back with Ralph. I mean, all the way to the Citadel. I nearly went there and coached there, and he was there at the time. Frank Beamer was there. Art Baker was the head coach. I mean, it's just neat. And Ralph and I just sit there and said, these young guys don't know what they're doing today. It's so fun to be an old guy and talk like that. Of course, the young guys don't care about us anymore either, so we don't have any answers.
Oh no, they're counting their money. And counting the days till they can get out.
They've got all the answers. So, I mean, but again, those kind of days are just special days.
The great Watson Brown joining, and our friends at Simpson's Meats provide him each week. He's fueled by Simpson's Meats. In addition to steak and burgers and sausages, roast chicken, variety of local offerings at their butcher shop. Here's the deal. They raise and source their meat on farms, on pasture, on purpose, comfortably continuing a tradition that began in 1888. Look, you're going to pay more, but you're going to get what you pay for. In fact, you're going to get a lot more than what you pay for because you're going to go back again and again and again and again. And here's the deal. Steaks make great gifts. Gift boxes are available. Or if you celebrate, you got something you want to celebrate, a birthday with somebody, a wedding with somebody, a congratulations on something or something other. They can ship premium meat anywhere in the world, simpsonsmeats.com. I've shipped some back to Pennsylvania. I'm like the hit right now, Watson. I've shipped a couple boxes.
I
I'm
promise
getting ready to
you
go
are.
visit family, and I'm like the hit. I'm like the hit up there right now, man.
No, if they eat it, I had to go buy one in the store the other day.
Yes.
So Brenda and I we'll split a bigger one, and it's not even close. It's not even close. And if people will just go bite the bullet once, it'll be hard to go back and eat the other steak. I mean, it really will. And it's not just steak. They'll send me other things too. It's all just fantastic.
Oh.
Unbelievable. I never thought I'd ever see that big a difference, Tony, in a steak. And we've all eaten good steaks in restaurants, and it's the best I've ever had. I have not had a steak in a restaurant that could touch this. Not one, anywhere I've ever been.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we were on the air yesterday, and they dropped it on us. The NFL out of nowhere essentially said to, and I want to get your thoughts on this because I wrote about it in the blog today and kind of unpacked it over at TonyBasilio.com. And essentially what the NFL said to Sourcey's representation is they said the following. I want to read this to you. You share with me your thoughts. The NFL, in response to Sorsby petitioning for their supplemental draft, said that basically, hey, look, kid, you brought this on yourself. No other player applied for the supplemental draft. The NFL didn't feel compelled to open the process. In the letter they sent to him, Watson, they said, among other things, that Sorsby applied for the NFL draft only 3 days before the deadline, did so with little supporting information or documentation. In other words, he did not say, this is what happened to me. This is why I did what I did. This is what I just basically he gave the NFL. They just assumed the NFL would open it up for him. The letter also goes on to accuse Sorsby of using the NFL as a way from running from his troubles with the NCAA by saying his issues, quote, and I quote, were too closely tied to the league's core integrity interest to permit a review within the timeline presented. In other words, you gave us 3 days. You're asking us to open up something, a can of worms, that we're just not willing to open up. And by the way, you're not a part of the union yet, and we're not going to open the can of worms for you. How surprised are you that the NFL did that, Watson? Because I was kind of surprised.
I didn't. I would say I'm surprised, but once I think about it, it was the perfect move. It was the absolute perfect move. And
hang on one sec for me here, Watson. You're skipping around. So Watson Brown on our Wednesday with Watson thinks, from the NFL's perspective, that it was the perfect move. I want you to unpack why, Watson, you call it the perfect move. Go ahead.
I think it covers all the teams, and they don't now have to make that decision.
That's a good point.
And that's what I think it is. And it's not best for the kid. I want him to get another shot once he's well and all that, but it's best for sports by far. The NFL just took care of all of sports, college, high school, professional. What a great move by them, because they basically said, we're not going here. And it needed to happen, because how easy it is now to gamble. It's advertised on television every day. The NFL is part of that. But what they're saying is, yeah, we're doing this, but we're not letting our athletes go that route. We're not going that far with this. And so I just think it was perfect for sports, all of sports. And not perfect for the kid, but maybe it will be in the long run. Maybe this will give him more time to get well. I want every kid to have another shot.
Yeah,
I want him to have another shot.
Yeah.
So I do, and I hope he comes out of this and has a good career. I do.
Hey,
I really
listen,
do.
listen. In
But
life,
for the big picture, Tony, this was a fantastic move, an absolute fantastic move.
I believe in redemption. You do too. And we serve a God who believes in redemption. However, there are consequences for your actions. We all know that.
Absolutely.
And this guy, it feels like he was trying to go, okay, to the NFL, to the NCAA. I'm going to strong arm my way onto the field where I'm going to play, and screw the rest of you. I don't care. I'm going to play, his attorneys. And that was Texas Tech's posture until Ken Paxton opened the door for them to end up in federal court over a misstep he had. And once that occurred, then it was, okay, now I'm going to run to the NFL. Well, he ran to the NFL at the last minute. And the NFL's basically saying, look, I didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to even look at review your case, and you provided such flimsy evidence here. Watson, do you believe, because you've had a lot of professional football players you've known, you believe that NFL player union is going to go to bat for a guy that's not even a part of that's not even in their midst? Do you believe they'll do that ultimately, or you think they sit this one out?
Their MO is yes. It has been through the years, but this one is a little different to me, and I'm anxious to see. I don't know that I can give you that answer. I want to watch it and see if they jump in this, because it's the one piece where it's hard to back, and he's not even one of their members, but they've done that before now. So let's just watch this and see how far they go with it.
Yeah, he said that basically they accused him of running from his NCAA issues and used the term too closely tied with our league's core integrity interests to permit a review within the timeline presented. Now, here's the trick for Sorsby. And again, his parents live here. I feel for them. It's got to be humiliating. Obviously, they didn't know about any of this. And anybody that's a parent knows that our kids are going to make their own decisions, and it's all kind of in God's hands when you're a parent. You just don't know, and you hope your kids make good decisions, and God bless America. Watson, he made $1 million from Texas Tech. Thing I saw last night doing a little research for the blog, he's already well over $1 million in attorney's fees, apparently, because this has not been cheap. Trying to keep his ball in the air.
Yeah.
Hey, Watson, there's no telling how much money this kid's gambled. I mean, this guy might not have any money left.
Very well could. And that's why it's one of the scary things to me, Tony, is these kids making this money like this quickly. I've had kids, for example, Roddy White got on a bus to come to UAB the first time.
The great Roddy White. Yep.
We picked him up at the bus station.
Mm-hmm.
And then he made millions 4 years later, millions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the Hall of Fame there with Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
It's so quick, and it's scary, and this is what happens. And I think that you put gambling with this, it's another thing that made gambling easy for him because he had money. You betting $90,000 and you don't have money, you wouldn't have been betting $90,000.
Here's the thing about it.
Betting, but you wouldn't have been betting that.
Anybody I know
money on top of it. So it's just, man, scary.
Watts, anybody I know that gambles, if they admit that they bet $90,000, you know how much money they've probably gambled? Probably 3 times that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would bet you that's right. I would bet you that's right.
I mean, if he gambled only $90,000, that's a minor miracle. A kid with that kind of gambling issue. If that kid wasn't out there chasing his losses after a bad weekend, I mean, come on now.
No.
But you know,
I don't know that, but it is a disease. It's got to be.
It's sad.
It's got to be. It gets you, and once it gets you and you're in it, it's hard to get out. I mean, it's just you just keep going.
And that's why
I've seen that. I've seen that in non-athletes. I've seen that in friends, and it changes their lives. It eats them up, Tony.
Swallows you.
It eats them up. They're different. Then they end up getting on drugs or something. They just can't handle it. They can't handle it.
Hey, Sean Sinclair, you surprised the NFL did this? Because I'm a little surprised by it.
No, I'm really not. Simply because the NFL doesn't need Sorsby. It's great PR. They come out. I mean, he's, as coach has said, I mean, he's okay. He was the bell at the ball this year because that's all there weren't a whole lot of players for quarterbacks that could transfer around. And so he got a way inflated price and a way inflated value because of Texas Tech oil money. And so now all of a sudden the NFL can send a message and the league's not going to suffer 1 minute because Brennan Sorsby's not in the league. He's okay, but he's not changing anything. And they get a ton of PR for free just by saying, no, thanks. We don't need it. We value the integrity of our game higher than that. Now, the funny thing is that most of the NFL owner billionaires have large stakes in these online gambling companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
That's a really good way to point that out. I mean, it's a really interesting thing to point out, Sean. While they're wearing the white hat over here, Watson, his next step, he either sues the NFL to force his way in via that supplemental draft. He waits till 2027 with no guarantee, by the way, in 2027 that he's drafted by the NFL. They don't have to take him. Because the NFL could, you know, the NFL teams, obviously, if they're told by the league in any sort of formal documentation, that's collusion. But the teams could stay away from him just to stay away from him. The league could stay away from him just because. And then when he's drafted in 2027, maybe he gets suspended for 2 years. That could happen. They could say, okay, you can play, but it's going to be like 2031 or whatever. The next thing he could do is he could seek NCAA relief from the courts, get back in the court system and try to play at TCU this fall. Again, the reporting around this says the guy is already well over $1 million in attorney's fees. He's already spent the money Texas Tech paid him because they didn't give him a lump sum. Apparently, they gave him $1 million, and apparently he's already upside down in that. The next thing he could do, Watson, he's got 2 options to play now. He could allegedly sign with the CFL, which would be a good way for him to stay in the game, stay in shape, play some ball this summer. Obviously, he's not going to make the kind of money he would make in the NFL. There, they make probably $300,000 or $400,000. The quarterbacks do, which is still pretty good living for the rest of us. And then the fifth thing he could do, Mike Repole, who owns the UFL, came out yesterday and said, we will have him. We would be interested in having him. And you know what? That would be a smart thing for that league because that would get eyeballs on that league, Watson, if that kid played in that league. That would be a smart thing for I think, all parties involved, maybe. What would you advise him to do?
Smart for them. It wouldn't be great for sports, but it'd be smart for them because they're hurting. And they've got to find a way to get more people watching these games to make more money. And if they don't, it's going to go under like all of them have. The only ones ever made it really to me was the USFL, and then they just overspent, or they would have made it.
They would have made it.
They were the only one. And back with the original Houston Gamblers and all of the Generals and the New Jersey all of that. Mm-hmm. That was the league that would have. But if they don't get people watching, and so that would be something they'd say, hey, here's a hot name, and we'll get people watching the game just to watch him. And so, that does not surprise me in the least. I think that's what he's going to do, is go to one of those. I don't think he'll keep pursuing this legally. I wouldn't mess with the NFL. They're so smart. I mean, they've been through so much of this kind of stuff.
Yes.
And, man, you go back and read the way they wrote why they would not let him.
Yes.
It was perfectly put together.
Yes.
They got some sharp lawyers that wrote that stuff, man. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think he'll pursue that. I think he'll let it be. I don't think he will.
And his attorney doesn't seem like the sharpest. He says it's unlawful and in violation of the NFLPA's collective bargaining agreement to deny this kid. Here's the problem. Kid's not a part of the union. The NFL knows that. Like Sean said, the NFL's, a 250 million people or whatever the number is worldwide are going to tune in for the Super Bowl next year. They don't care if Sorsby plays or not. Who's Sorsby to those people? NFL doesn't need him. It's well put, Sean. I mean, they don't need anybody. In fact, I mean, they're going to do whatever they're going to do. They don't need him. So you think, Watson, he ends up playing in one of these lesser leagues? Because to me, that would be the way to keep his dream alive if I'm him. Show everybody, hey, I can do this. I'm going to stay clear and free of trouble. And maybe in a few years, he gets an opportunity playing the NFL, right? That's where it seems like it's heading. That's
what I would do. If they'll take me. And the UFL's already said they'd be very interested. So I haven't seen anything from the CFL that they've said anything yet. But being Canada and not in this country, that would not surprise me if they took him. That's what I would do if I'm him. I'd stop all of this, and I'd want to get my name out of headlines every day right now, and just calm down and go play somewhere and prove as a player what I can do. There's many come from the CFL to do that. I think there's a great one named Warren Moon that did that.
No question.
And so that's what I would do if I was him.
Hey, Doug Flutie went up there.
About the money and go play ball.
Doug Flutie went to the CFL and proved
absolutely
that he could play and got a shot in the NFL to play. I mean, that's it's been done.
It's been done. And if he's that good, it would happen. If he's that good, I've got to see that he's that good a player. I watched him in Cincinnati, and I thought he played really well. But just to the guy will spend anything to get. I didn't see that.
No,
I just did not. I'm sorry, I just didn't.
No, Peyton Manning, this guy ain't
kid at all.
Yeah, if that was Peyton Manning, and he showed that kind of ability, that the NFL might be trying to figure out, or a couple owners out there might be trying to figure out a way to kind of pull him into the deal. But a guy like that's just sort of a run of the mill guy. The thing about dreams, this is the thing I love about sport, is that there are all kinds of Major League Baseball players who were independent league players, just had a dream, kept their dream alive, kept playing. As they say, keep playing till somebody takes your uniform from you. You've got all kinds of great stories. Kurt Warner is an NFL Hall of Famer, and he literally stocked shelves at an Iowa grocery store and in the middle of the night while playing for the Iowa Barnstormers in the what they call the Arena Football League to keep his dream alive. And he ended up
absolutely.
And he ended up after what was the quarterback's name, Brian? I think Trent Green was his name. Got hurt.
Trent Green got hurt,
and he never looked back. He became a Hall of Famer. Watson.
Yeah, won Super Bowl and became a Hall of Famer. Matter of fact, I think he was the quarterback that knocked the Titans out of winning the Super Bowl, right?
That's exactly right.
And so he and an unbelievable player. I mean, quick release, tougher nails. They're out there. And that's what, if he does that, and if he doesn't play anywhere and sits a year, somebody will take him around 6 or 7 in next year's draft and say, we're not going to play him. We're going to keep him around and make sure he's okay before we put him on the field. That's where I think it would end up. That's how he would get drafted next year. I don't think he'd go high at all. Now he goes to Canada and plays well, it might be a different story.
Watson, you're my main man, presented by our friends at Simpsons Meats. Have you been enjoying the kickball on the way out? And what did you think of the U.S. Open?
Oh man, I love the U.S. Open every year because those guys play and kind of become human a little bit.
Oh yeah,
it is so tough.
Oh,
and 4 days of that over and over and over when they played on all these plush places and there's never a bad line and blah blah blah. And I just like watching that because I see them freeze up a little bit here and there. I see them miss shots. I see them get frustrated. I see myself in the mirror. So it's kind of fun to see them that way. So
my son played in a college tournament, Watson, up there in Long Island in November. Because up there, you're playing fall golf in the Northeast in November in the cold.
Dude.
He said, Dad, I close my eyes today and still have nightmares about playing in that stuff. He said that stuff is unbelievably hard to play in. That wind, and the wind never stops, and it's constantly changing directions, and it blows in your face. Wow, man.
No, I always have great respect for the winner of that tournament because he's been one tough sucker. For 4 days to get through that. And Wyndham Clark was very lucky. He hit that one time when it wasn't so bad and got his score down.
Mm-hmm.
And he lived off of it for the next 3 rounds. But he hung in there, Tony. He hung in there.
And they were all cheering against him.
He could have blown it.
Hey, all those New Yorkers turned on him too. That's the other thing.
Oh no, he was catching it. And you catch it from those folks, you're catching it pretty good, as you well know.
So next level. Watson, I love you.
Love you guys.
Thank you, my brother.
Have a great day.
Thank you. The great Watson Brown. Sean, that's a really good point about that Sorsby thing. NFL doesn't need him. And the NFL didn't need the headache. I mean, the NFL's letting James Pierce Jr. back. I mean, they're not worried about choir boys.
You got things like I can't quote them all, but I mean, Art Schlichter, he never, I don't know to say, but he had a hard time running away from that habit.
Oh yeah.
There have been other people that have had a hard time running away from that habit, addiction, sickness, whatever. I don't want to discount or minimize what the young man may be going through. Only by the grace of God, I do not do the same.
Amen.
But it's a problem they don't need. I mean, they are wrapped up constantly in paternity suits or sexual assaults and, vehicular homicides. They got enough problems. This wasn't even low hanging fruit. This was fruit that they had to bend down to pick up for an average quarterback at Cincinnati.
865-200-5402. A real brain donor discussion is breaking out over on our YouTube chat. I'd like to address it on the other side, if the court will allow me. Brian, will the court allow me to talk about what these brain donors are talking about?
What is the topic?
Well, as a little prelude to what we'll discuss, because I want to get back into just how quickly these people come and go now in college, especially in basketball. Basketball is it's pickup basketball now. Dusty May. I was talking about the guy that was telling the story on YouTube about OJ, and he was dating Nicole 30 years ago or whatever, and he said that OJ looked at him and said it's all mirage before he killed Nicole. And it's almost that way with college basketball. Michigan won a national championship. You're a Michigan fan. Okay, what's left? All those players were there for 1 year. They wore your uniform for 6 months. None of them are left. 9 new players, all new starters. Did it happen? It's such an odd time we're living in. And these geniuses are having a conversation about Nate Ament and how he's not an all-time Vol great. Let me ask you. Well, I'm going to do it on the other side. You people piss me off. These geniuses. You talk about some brain donors. Some literal, some brain donors. You talk about some people that are 5 bricks short of 10. You talk about some people whose Vaders only go halfway up and get stuck in between floors. Just total idiots. So we continue with more after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities, FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka. Handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right. and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Tona B, I'm texting and driving. Don't do that. Except I'm only driving my console here. But, that's against the law, and it's very dangerous. And we all think we're, whatever it is, bulletproof or whatever. But it's amazing how you look down at your phone and then you look up and you're barreling into somebody that's just innocent and just there, and scary stuff. So I was talking about this before we went to the break. Now, I come on today really in celebration of how cool the Nate Ament story is. Not only that he's a really good player and he's got a chance to be a great NBA player, but I'm looking up at the end of our segment with Watson Brown, and there is a real genius conversation that's breaking out over on our YouTube chat. And look, I'll say this for some of you guys. All of you, I appreciate you being there. I appreciate your dogged support. I appreciate the humor. I appreciate the characters. I love characters. Characters have always been welcome here. Always will be welcome here. I enjoy a good laugh. I enjoy people that make me angry. It's like, I don't know. How can I say this? And it's lunchtime for some people. Look, I want to be tactful the way some of you are like Jock Itch. There's pleasure in the pain. I don't know what to tell you. Negative. I love you. You're like having a rash on my grandma's spectacles. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There's pleasure in the pain, bro. What can I say? All right, here's how this thing starts, Brian. Starts out with a genius by the name of Real Mr. Tubbs. And you want to talk about a guy who has a genius takes in the genius catalog of genius takes. He says, and I quote, Ament isn't even the top 5 Tennessee basketball player of all time. Negative. I agree, Mr. Tubbs. Orange Blood, who's got a brain in his head, says, Tubbs, it's almost impossible to be in the top 5 when you're only here one season. Tubbs goes on to say, yeah, he's got talent potential, but he wasn't great at times at Tennessee. I'm watching this unfold, and I'm just kind of going, okay. Then Negative comes in. Dalton connects ahead of Ament on the list of Tennessee greats. Real Mr. Tubbs, yeah, outside shot is bad. And I agree, Dave. And Dave goes, yeah, but Connect was only here 1 year, like making the point that, hey, you can be a great player and only be here 1 year. Hey, Dave. Hey, Tubbs. Hey, gang. And they go on and on here. And people start arguing with them. Are you guys comparing a kid that was 17 when he got here and just went in the top of the NBA draft with an NBA future to a guy that played here when he was 24 years old and in his 5th year. And I love Dalton Connect. Are we having the same conversation here? And I mean, what an absurd discussion we're having. And you know what? These arguments can make for strange bedfellows because this ghost of Dr. Z guy is a real thorn in my side. And he's really annoying. But he comes out and says, this is a really silly discussion. He was here 8 months. You guys don't know. He was a freshman and he was hurt this year. Of course. Tell me something I don't know. He wasn't even the best player on the team this year. That was the Lanier guy. And, okay, tell me something I don't know. Not Lanier, Gillespie. And by the way, Gillespie might go in the second round tonight. I don't understand what we're doing here. He was not even one of the top 5 players to ever play here. You mean the school that produced guys like, I don't know, Allen Houston and Dale Ellis, who's one of the great 3-point shooters to ever live, and the king of the Volunteers, Bernard King, who many think, if it weren't for habits, could have been one of the top 5 players to ever live. A guy that comes back from reconstructive knee surgery to lead the league in scoring twice. That's how talented he was. Really? So you don't think Nate Amen is up there with those guys? I mean, that's breaking news, fellas. And then we're having this discussion and they're in here. First of all, these guys that are 1-year rental players have no standing compared to people that play 3 or 4 years in a program. And then comes this genius, Rodney Kraft. Brian, this guy is a genius now. Well, he goes, Pistol Pete played 4 years at LSU. Really? Really? And Shaq played 3 years at LSU. We keep our superstar. Shut the hell up. You don't keep any superstars. It's a totally different era. What are we doing? What are we talking about? And then Mr. Tubbs, his outside shot is so bad. So bad. I mean, what are you doing? Why do you feel the need? This is another thing. Brian, why do people feel the need to tear these people down? The guy's a lottery pick. Our first ever lottery. Brian, shouldn't we be celebrating that today? And with a great backstory, Brian. Shouldn't we be celebrating that? And by the way, Negative, you're an idiot. Brian, Negative popped in. First thing he said is, I said he would fall out of the lottery and I was only 2 spots off. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, I'm happy for the kid. I'm glad he got drafted at 13.
Legions of the miserable.
Why do we feel the need to tear these people down? And then real Mr. Tubbs showing his knowledge. Allen Houston, B. King, Dale Ellis, etc. No kidding, Mr. Tubbs. You mean those guys had better careers? Those guys that stayed 3 years? Those guys had better careers here? Now, if I wanted to be ignorant and if I was in a barbershop and I was wanting to argue with you guys, I would say one thing to you. How far did their teams go in the NCAA tournament? Oh, that's right. The pin would drop at that point. And then the barbers would stop cutting. And they would all look over at me and they would say, huh. But I'm not going to engage in that. I'm not going to engage in that. It's a totally different era. Sean, can you imagine being a Kentucky fan when Calamari was up there, their tradition always was, we have our own, we take care of our own, we sing My Old Kentucky Home. We're so proud of our tradition. And then Calamari comes along and turns it into a halfway house. Before such things were cool. Now we're all doing the 1 year thing. Now everybody's doing the jump around, jump up, and jump to another team. I mean, everybody's doing it now. Brian, you're a big Tennessee basketball fan. You love it. You and I were on the air the other day, and your mind's like a computer, and you missed that both Keon and Springer were first-round picks in the same year. It didn't even come to either one of us because these one-and-done players, you can't even track them. I've had Kentucky players tell me that when they're watching NBA games, they forget that so-and-so even played there.
Julian Phillips is somebody who's very forgettable that he played.
Yes.
That he played in college.
I don't even remember him. I don't even remember what Julian Phillips looked like. No offense. You mean to tell me, hang on a second. You mean to tell me that, now wait a second. Here's another negative hot take. You ready? And he didn't say this, but I'm going to say it. So, Nate Ament didn't have the career that Grant Williams had here. Couple-time All-American, SEC Player of the Year. Really? Really? I mean, what are we doing?
We're losing brain cells by talking about what those people are saying. That's what we're doing.
Jack believes in Christ says if Ament would have stayed another year, he'd probably be in the discussion. Okay. Yeah. There are no more discussions. See, that's what they've done to these sports. Do you think these guys care about being in the discussion? These guys are renting jerseys in order to hear their name called last night. And by the way, we would all be doing the same thing. I don't blame that kid at all. I don't blame any of these kids. It's a great story. We should be celebrating the fact that, and there is no doubt, and this is why some of you just don't understand nuance at all. Chase Smith is exactly right. If Ament stays another year, he's a top 3 player in college basketball next year. He's a top 2 or 3, maybe the number 1 player in the draft next year if he stays healthy. He has that kind of ability. He went, and I was glad Jay Billis said it last night. Jay Billis said, that's a top 10 pick that was just taken at 13. That's how deep this draft is. It's the deepest NBA draft. I mean, maybe ever. Maybe ever. Hey, this guy from Kentucky that San Antonio took is going to be a hell of an NBA player. Mark my words. Mark my words. And you people are really something. By the way, Mark Griffin tomorrow we're going to do a celebratory program. It breaks my heart that I can't be 2 places in the same time. Ray Parker Jr., inside you, inside your mind. Now, of course, Cinco knows Ray Parker Jr. as a first call session guitar player in L.A. I know Ray Parker Jr. as the guy that sung, "You're the only one I love, and you can't change that." Or Jack and Jill. Jack went up the hill. I am so proud of Mark Griffin. Tomorrow, he's honored by the Knoxville Sports Hall of Fame. He's receiving the Pat Summitt Award tomorrow night. And I'll tell you how good of a dude George Plaster is. George Plaster's coming up and doing his show from the location of where they're going to have the ceremony. That's how much George thinks of Mark. And Brian, reach out to Mark and get the coordinates to him of how he's going to join. He wants to be on the app y'all are on, which he has been on. Jay Supermax says Ament didn't even have the career Adu had here. Okay. All right. Adu played 4 years. What are we doing? What are we doing? Chase Smith said, all they're doing, Tony, is bringing this back to Barnes. Yeah, I know. The guy that's gotten the school to 3 straight Elite Eights. Hey, Sean, do you think that Rick Barnes, because we were talking about this earlier, have you closed the door, Sean, on this defensive end from Ohio playing this year for the Vols, even though he hasn't been with the team and hasn't shown up for a workout this summer? Because I'm going to say this on the air one more time. Bean and I were talking about Monday. I don't trust Josh Heupel when it comes to throwing these guys off the team. Because this guy has not been thrown off the team, even though he's not around the team. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this. The strength and conditioning coach doesn't want him around at this point. But allegedly, he's still in Knoxville. There's been stuff on social media where he's bought a car and he's done this and he's done that. And Mark in Columba jumped on here last week and said his family believes, and Mark's in contact with those people, his family believes that he's going to play this fall. And he said, and they promised that when he does, he's going to show out. Now, Sean, you've been around football programs a long time. You did all that stuff internally. How is a guy going to play football when he's not with his teammates in the offseason at all? How does that happen, Sean? Does that happen?
If he shows up and they put pads on him after he has not been there spring and summer working out, he will get the living hell beat out of him by his teammates on the field. They will body slam him to send a message to the coaches and to him.
Here's the bottom line. I don't trust the football coach. I wish I did. I trust that strength coach. Strength coach ain't playing. That's a sad thing for me to say into a microphone. And I think that's a hole in Josh Heupel's game. It certainly is a hole in his game. I mean, Book Carter made a fool of those guys last year. Because he took the money and ran. And I just don't trust Heupel with this stuff. I just don't. Even the Heupel disciples out there have to admit that you got to pause right now and say, is that guy really going to play? I've been saying he's not with the team and there's no way he's playing, but I might need to amend that the closer we get to this. Because he's not with the team. He hasn't had a team activity in months. But Josh Heupel is very capable of saying, you know what? We're going to give you a chance. And the defensive coordinator, when he realizes, hey, I don't have, and his position coaches, we don't have suitable replacements, and we're playing in the SEC, and we're going to get run over at this spot. Is it possible, Sean? They talk themselves into it? Is it possible?
There was no way a guy that had 8 tackles at Penn State then takes basically a whole year off from training, from all these other things. He's lost the respect of his coaches. He's lost the respect of his teammates. And he's going to come in and just check in, check out. There's no... if he comes back, they've just established there's no accountability for this kid. He's not going to be in shape to take on SEC tackles. There's no way. You saw him the other day. He looked like Urkel. He hadn't been working out. I suspect the only reason they're fronting that is because they want some kind of semblance to collect NIL money.
Is it a fair thing for me to say out loud that I have not shut the door in my mind after Columbus said what he said. My mind was closed last week before Columbus said what he said, which is the family thinks he's going to play. And then ultimately they think they're collecting the money.
It hasn't become official.
Yeah.
The only reason it would not become official is simply because there must be some kind of language in the NIL structure that would suggest that if he's kicked off the team, he gets to recoup all his money. That's the only reason this hasn't become official. They're trying to do a legalese. They're trying to work their way around something because they just don't want to pay him the full amount, knowing that he's not going to be here. But there's no way his team's going to accept him. No way. And you think Rodney Garner's going to suffer that nonsense?
No.
And not only that, he's been public, semi-public about the fact that he doesn't like the way the strength and conditioning coach works him.
Correct.
It's too hard.
Yeah,
he
wasn't going for that. That's right. The word was what Colombo said that he conveyed to people back where he's from is he didn't like the vibe. Which I guess now you got to like the vibe. I don't know. Imagine back in the day, like, I don't know, Harry Galbraith walking up to somebody and going, "Hey, I don't like the vibe," or like Sean Walker back in the, "Hey, I don't like the vibe, man." Coach Majors, I don't like the vibe.
The late great Harry Galbraith would kill that guy. would grab him. If you ever, the strongest hands in the history of the world, Harry Galbraith, 6'2" if he was lucky. And was a they named the club after him over there for pancakes. So I think it's still active. Harry Galbraith would kill somebody like Chaz Coleman. Kill him. I'll tell you another thing about Harry Galbraith. Al Wilson doesn't want any of that.
Listen,
I guarantee you about that.
I'm not closing the door on the Coleman guy because I don't trust Heupel. I do think there's something to what Sean's saying in terms of, and this kind of concerns me a little bit because it allows them to kick it down the road, this whole concussion issue, and you have to tread softly because the guy apparently suffered a really bad concussion at Penn State. And then they bring him in, they sign him this deal. He isn't done anything football-wise here. But he's allegedly wildly talented. He was way up there in the pantheon of the signings. I want them to play in the portal. We all do. I mean, the Coupe de Gras could have been if they would have signed Sorsby too and this guy in the same class. That would have been the ultimate in Tennessee. But I do think there's something there, but that only serves to keep in the door ajar for his return. The fact that I don't have to get rid of him. The fact that maybe I can't get rid of him for legal reasons right now. The fact that we have to pace out the way this is going to go, even though he hasn't been around the team. I can't legally come out and say he's not here, which I do think is a piece of this. Again, that only serves, if you're playing along with me here, to give them a crack of light. All of a sudden, you get to August, and he's healed, and he's ready to go. And, hey, this guy suffered from something, and we're going to give him another chance. I just think it's really an interesting situation that could only occur here. And again, the Sorsbys wanted that kid to play here this year. They could have had both of these guys. You imagine, Brian, if we'd have been in the middle of that Sorsby thing? And like Chase Smith says, people want to blame Heupel. You want to blame Heupel for this. I don't blame him. But I do say with him, his track record is that he suffers fools. If we were having this discussion right now, Sean, about Rick Barnes, what will we be saying on here? What would be the chances of that kid coming back and playing for Rick Barnes' program?
Hell, Cam Carr didn't show up, and he said later.
0.
He's just first-round draft choice.
Exactly right.
Exactly right.
First round.
They said, "Where'd Cam Carr go?" And he goes, "Who? Who?"
Got 0 chance. It's extremely interesting that, Rick Barnes, somebody said here, probably cuts him loose in the winter and tells the attorneys, "You guys deal with it," because he's not going to please. I'm not even going to call him a member of the team. Barnes, I mean, Brian, what's a kid's name that took NC State to the Final Four?
That's DJ Burns.
I got word that Barnes told his people behind this guy's never playing for us. Like, as in never. A couple weeks into that whole experiment. And look, that kid was a young kid who transferred in. He was never away from home, or not transfer, but he declass or reclass, whatever you want to call that stuff. Declassified. I guess that's what you do with top secret documents when the public gets to look at them. So DJ Burns is reclassified. He's like, whatever he is, a young kid. He comes here, smokes half of Knox County. And Barnes is like, that's it. I'm done with him. Do you think Rick Barnes, if he could do it all over again, knowing that the guy led NC State to a Final Four, and the guy was a pretty talented player now, you think he'd have kept him on his team, Bri, if he knew he could have gone to a Final Four with him?
It sounds like that he would know what could be possible, and he doesn't care.
Exactly. He'd have cut him loose anyway.
I can win with you, or I can win without you,
exactly
or I can lose with you or lose without you.
He told several of those players this year that thought they were going to get paid, including that kid from Pittsburgh. He said, hey, I got, a couple of his coaches were kind of tore up behind the scenes, like, can't let all these guys go. And he goes, we lost 11 games. Yeah, we can. We lost 11 games this year with these guys. Absolutely. We can let these people go. Anyway, so we'll go to the phones and get as many people in here as humanly possible. The problem, and people are pointing at Heupel and they're saying, well, Coleman, Boo's mom, Nico's dad were head cases, not top secret information. And J.B. Hill, that's very easy to say. When the Vol signed Nico, we were all over the moon. Come on now. Let's be fair. Come on now. The Boo Carter situation, just no way you let a guy walk away from your thing for like 4 weeks, unexcused. What would Nick Saban have done, Cinco, looking back on that deal? Or the guy at Indiana, or any of these people that are kind of serious about it? That's the one thing about our head football coach. I would like him to be a little more serious about it. That's all. And I don't mean to put it that way.
I don't know about Nick Saban. I think he overlooked a lot of stuff. You take a look at all the problems those guys had when they got into the pros.
Interesting. That's an interesting take.
You think they had drug tests at Alabama?
Oh.
As you say,
Let's go to the phones.
You think they had APR concerns at Alabama?
Hell no. But the thing about Heupel is, the thing that just gets me is, man, I want to believe that kid 1,000% is not going to play, but I can't believe it. I can't, in my mind, I can't get there. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
B to the AS, I to the LIO. I'm on the Basilio show. What's up, Thomas? Boy, Billy.
I love that, man. I've never thought about that.
Hey, man.
Don't
you keep
you
talking
know?
about OJ, the Mirage, and all that.
Yep.
I know you say he killed Nicole, but a jury of his peers said he didn't, bro. Not guilty. Just FYI.
Oh yeah, I forgot. And then he put a book out saying if I did it, which was pretty next level.
Yeah, capitalized.
Well, the man spent the rest of his life looking for her killer, so I think that's a wonderful thing.
May still be out there.
No question.
Hey, man, these YouTube arguments, man, it just reminds me of late stage capitalism, man. I mean, all these roads have been built. They built the internet. People got money, nothing to do. They got to stay inside and argue all day, man. It's a double-edged sword, though. If they go outside and do something productive, Tone, you're going to lose some eyeballs for the show, and you lose money. So, what you going to do,
Boy Billy breaking it down scientifically, a little sociological deep dive from Boy Billy and Harriman.
And all the name and stuff. It's got me thinking for real, Tone. This is for real.
Yeah.
He's scheduled to make about $5.6 million on this rookie deal. Money slotted. I got the slots here screenshotted, and he's going to make about $26 million over 4 years.
Yep.
And if he goes back to Tennessee, he's making at least 5, 6. I mean, he's going to be in there, maybe even a little more than that.
Yeah.
And this year the third pick, they're making $12 million a year.
Yeah.
And 56 over 4. So, I mean, if that guy to come back, if he had a good year, got a little better, if he was top 5 pick, I mean, he left a lot of money on the table. I'm not sure he made the right move. You never know.
I totally agree with you. No, I totally agree with you. Here's the issue, though, and this is why you almost have to go, because I've had that same discussion with a couple people around the deal, and they sort of thought for a half a second that he might decide to come back because this draft is so deep. And next year just isn't like this one. I mean, this year is a generational type. The top 5 there just was the top 5, was going to be the top 5, and you are what you are. Man, he's wildly talented. Another year, a healthy year. A year under Garrett Medenwald where he could gain some weight. A year under the tutelage of those coaches where they could refine him and get him ready. A year where he really explodes, which he could have, because, man, he can get off the floor. There's a lot of things Nate Ament does that's going to translate to the NBA game. You and I both know that. I think our fan base is selling him short, and that's okay. They're allowed to, because a lot of our fans don't watch the NBA game. I do, enough to know that I don't want to watch it a ton, but I do watch it. And the guy is, if he stays healthy and gains weight and is able to stay healthy, is going to be a really, really, really good NBA player. But you're right. They would have come up with about probably $6 million for him to come back. No question. But he would not have had his clock start, because really the big money in the NBA, the crazy money, is in your next deal. So this way he burns a year, which you hope doesn't happen to him, which has happened to a bunch of our guys, is you end up in the bus leagues. Like we looked up the other day, and we realized that both Keon and Jaden Springer are both bus league guys right now. You don't want to end up in the bus leagues by the time you get that second contract. And that's a risk.
No doubt. And it goes, the Peyton Manning route where you stay the extra year, Tom. Yeah. I mean, now with this NIL, I mean, there's a lot of value in staying and making sure you're the absolute best version of yourself when you arrive, so that when you do get that second contract, it's the max or the super max, or at least $30 million a year.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one to call. You never know. Hindsight's 20/20. You never know. But I just gotta say, R.I.P. to my boy Darius Acuff. I'm gonna check back in with him about 5 years when he gets traded to the Pacers or Mavericks or something like that, Tom.
Thank you, boy Billy. Yeah, Darius Acuff, great player. And Brian said it earlier, and he's right. Anybody that follows that league knows you go to Sacramento, in scriptural sense, okay, when Christ said to take my message to the ends of the earth, he's talking about Sacramento in the NBA, because that's the ends of the earth, Bri. Do they even exist, Bri? Sacramento? Does that exist?
Like when someone said Caitlin Clark was going to retire and actually get out of the spotlight and enter the WNBA draft. Getting drafted by Sacramento is retiring from the spotlight.
I'll tell you what, Brian, this Stan the Man guy, Stan the Man 727. Now, this is a wonderful expert in the sport of basketball. Says the following: Ament better hope he doesn't get guarded by someone that's a good defender. He's a turnover machine until he learns how to protect the basketball.
Well, he's got to get a lot stronger, too. He's got to get a little bit bigger.
I mean, that's
a little bit more weight on.
That's why I tune in. The guy was like 18 years old, guys. 18. He's a beanpole. Of course you can take the ball out of his hands right now. Good gosh almighty. I wonder what the Bucks are going to do with all those players now. If they flip those guys before the summer deadline, this is going to be really interesting what Milwaukee does. And then ultimately how much time Ament can get there. But this thing about him or Dalton Knecht. Look, I love Dalton Knecht. Great college player. Dalton Knecht couldn't guard me. Can't guard me. Let's go to the phones. And then they're saying, real Mr. Tough, sorry, Stan didn't do it. Didn't do what? He made an idiotic point. Stan did that. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Ronaldo, Cinco.
Ah, Ronaldo, Cinco. How about Ronaldo with 2 cheap goals yesterday, Cinco? In a club game. Your thoughts on that? Club sport.
Don't hate on Ronaldo.
No? His teammates
All-time
don't like
great
him.
Player.
But his teammates don't like him on his team. They go out of their way not to pass to him.
No one likes him.
Why, Sean? What is that all about?
Oh, he's gone out of even he couldn't get out of Manchester United fast enough with Sir Alex Ferguson. He's always been a pretty boy. He's
Petulant.
Always been bigger than life. He's always been self-pronounced the greatest of all time. And I'll give him this.
Yeah.
He works hard on the pitch.
Yep.
He keeps himself in incredible shape.
Yes.
But he is his own fan, and that rubs people the wrong way. But he's still one of the all-time greats.
So you find him to be very arrogant, but he backs it up.
Oh, it's not that I find him. The world finds him to be very arrogant.
I've seen breakdowns.
Everything about him, his underwear commercials. Just all his nonsense. But, he likes him some Ronaldo. He loves him some CR7.
He is the anti-Messi.
I agree with that.
Messi is completely the whatever you describe Ronaldo is the opposite is true with Lionel Messi.
That's right. But they are two of the, and you know what though? We needed those two in soccer because you needed Jimmy Connors and John McEnroe. You needed John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg. You need that for sports. You need those two guys.
Yep.
That are yin and yang.
Got to have heels, man.
Because they're both excellent. They feed the psychology of all the fans.
Yep.
One has 50%, the other has 50%. But to make no mistake, he's incredible.
We come back on the other side. There's breakdowns because now we do all these breakdowns, right? And there's tape out there if you look at it, like on YouTube, where they'll show how his teammates go out of the way not to pass the ball to him, not to keep him involved or get him involved. And I don't know whether that's true or not, because on any play, there are guys open that don't get the ball. I mean, and then you see guys, making the gestures, and he's a real show up your teammate guy too, Sean, when he doesn't get the ball. He's a real, he make the Manning face at you, the old Peyton Manning face. He'll make the Manning face at you when he doesn't get the ball in space. Brian, who do we have in kickball today, Brian? What we got going on in kickball?
Well, Canada plays Switzerland.
God, I love Canada.
And Bosnia plays Qatar.
Okay, Bosnia and Qatar. Yep.
Mexico will play later tonight they'll play Czechia. Korea will play South Africa. And Brazil will play Scotland.
Brian, who'd y'all draft?
Morocco will play Haiti.
Who'd y'all draft last night, Brian?
The 6'11" kid from Houston who played there for 1 year, I think. He didn't play against the Vols 2 years ago.
Who got the Mexican national kid last night?
I don't know what you're referring to there.
Yeah. I think, you know who I think it was? It was the Memphis Grizzlies. They took a kid from Mexico last night. Avocado from Mexico. Avocado. Those of you that are big Memphis fans, avocado from Mexico. As we continue after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vol, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready, because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
It's official. It's summer. And how does East Tennessee do summer? With your Knoxville Smokies, of course. Only 5 homestands remaining. So if you haven't been to a game yet, what are you waiting for? Next week is a huge week with all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, Friday fireworks, and then Saturday, we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday. America's favorite pastime and fireworks. Is there a better way to celebrate? And come meet Bluey on Sunday. Don't miss the fun. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
TB back with you, 865-200-5402. Shout out to my Smokies who are back next week. Breaking it down scientifically. Shout out to the great William Pattison. All our lines are jammed. So we will do some overtime. And then following that, I got a pack, man. I'm heading up to see some Famiglia, but we'll be with you tomorrow. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to have Dave Serrano on, Marky Boy Griffin, Cam Schneider will be on, breaking down the World Cup for us scientifically as the U.S. plays tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. In the meantime, I want to say thank our special guest who joined today, the great Watson Brown, and our friends at Simpsons Meats. It was unbelievable, Andy. And Refalytics Judge, sharpen your pencil, big boy. In the meantime, the Playbook with William Pattison is on the way next, followed by Russell Smith and the gang. They got a lot to say always. We appreciate you. We love you. G to the B to the O. And tomorrow I guess Friday I'll be with Bino.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
It's next level. Tennis girl. Tony looks like he's wearing a prison shirt. Hey, tennis girl, why don't you Why don't you shoot a photo of yourself up there? Let's see what you look like today, tennis girl. You want to break me down scientifically? Not wearing a prison shirt. I'm wearing that right there. Something you would never understand. That's what I'm wearing today. Something you'd never understand. Something that's tougher than leather. Something that drew a beautiful family across our continent to come here and be with us. Sean, let's shout them out.
I want to give a shout out. You were talking about the black hole for NBA, Sacramento.
Yep.
But let me tell you what, I got to meet just a charming lady yesterday. She came into the office and talked about how she moved over here, California folk, and her husband just loves Tennessee and wanted to come here for so many years and finally made it work, and found out that the reason they chose me as a dentist was simply because of the Tony Basilio show. So shout out to Ron and Tanya Lindsay. You guys are next level. Welcome to Tennessee. Absolutely love you folks.
They're really sweet people. I met Ron a few years ago down at Calhoun's. He flew in for a weekend. Oh, there's my board. He flew in for a weekend to see the Vols, and he said he wanted to get down because he was a faithful follower of the show and would stay up, and he was like, I don't know how you stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, do your post game when I'm falling asleep on the left coast, and 3 hours later. Anyway, met his wife this year. He says, hey, we moved here. And I went, wow. He said, I told you I was going to do that. And I was like, wow. And so glad to have you guys as a part of our community. And so thank you for supporting the program. It means everything to me. Anybody that would take the time to do that and honor somebody like Sean, who will take great care of you, by the way. God bless you. Let's go to our phones, and we'll get as many people in here. Brian, today is anniversary number 2. Explain it to the living listener here, and let's pour one out on the air.
About 10:30 tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, is when will mark the 2-year point of the 2024 National Championship, when Aaron Combs struck out the A&M batter and the ball celebrated.
I want to say
2 years.
I want to say right now, for anybody that's ever worn that uniform, I toast you. In my mind, we will always be the world champions of college baseball. And salud. Salud. It's always great to get around. Well, I'm sure we'll do some of that with family. Get around the table and you do a salute. Here's to the baseball Vols. May they live on.
You can do that while you're watching Mexico play Czechia in the World Cup.
Avocado from Mexico.
Be about halfway through, be about there in the second half hydration break.
Brian, was that politically incorrect today to do that on the radio? To sing the avocado from Mexico jingle?
It's no more politically correct than other things that have been said. So, no, I'll say no.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Basilio, Bobby.
Hey, welcome in, my brother. How you doing?
Doing really well. I'm really happy for Nate Ament, by the way, but are we pretty much writing it off because he has to deal with a Haslam now?
Boy, that's a really interesting question, man. That's going to be interesting to see how that whole deal goes, because that Giannis thing, I don't know what could have been done there, but that wasn't handled real well. And apparently Jimmy jumped in there, Brian, and nixed the trade to the Celtics that was going to happen. They got a pretty good haul from the Heat. They got a pretty good, but Jimmy won't let his general manage. He just plays fantasy sports.
I don't think he wanted to renegotiate with Jaylen Brown in a year is what I think happened there.
Well, I mean, okay. Hey, Tony, how long are his coaching shorts now? I think they get an inch shorter every year, and especially with every bad trade he makes.
Oh, my gosh.
So where are we at now? We're smuggling grapes at this point?
He's going to look like Daisy Dukes before it's over. Going to be singing soprano.
Oh, well. I have another question about just Tennessee baseball in general for you guys. And I know I think Sean's still there. Is that right?
Yeah, he's here.
All these guys that were getting in the transfer portal for pitching, I love it. I think half of them are going to end up going pro, and the other half have coming off surgically repaired elbows. I mean, are we happy with our transfer portal haul right now? Because other than the Honoyan kid, by the way, I heard his interview with Dubsy yesterday. Incredible. He sounds like a pro right now. But what do you guys think?
Sean?
Roberto, I don't know. I'm with you. There's at least 2 guys that are, that are coming off the injuries that didn't pitch last year. Then they got a young guy that's redshirted, Estes, same thing. So that's a whole lot of unknown to me. Field, they haven't done much, counting on Blaine Brown again. So no, quite frankly. And then I'm watching, Jay Abernathy, which I didn't think was, I don't mind losing him, but go to the national champions and all this other stuff. Now, I certainly don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so I don't want to act like I do. They may have a ton of kids coming in and all that stuff, but and I don't know what kids are going to make it through the draft because it's a loaded freshman class, but it does not, we kind of look Josh Heupel in the portal right now, Roberto.
I agree. And that's what's weird is because I've heard they throw a lot of money behind Elander and he's not either not using it efficiently or just not taking advantage of it for whatever reason. I just don't understand. I do say with Abernathy, I think he was angling to be our starting second baseman because I do think they're going to move Grimmer to third just because of his feet. His feet aren't for a second baseman. But Hanoyan plays second. And if you had to trade Abernathy for Hanoyan, that's a win for us. That's probably the biggest win in the portal if we have one. Losing Manny Marin now to a Miami team that's on our level, I would think. At least right now, I think they're probably on our level. That feels more gutting than anything because I thought for sure if we're going to lose that guy, surely they have somebody better in the portal, but they didn't. It just seems like they're not. Every move they make seems to be a downgrade, not an upgrade, which is odd. Other than Hanoyan,
that's not good.
Well, not only that is that even though I know they would hit over 100 home runs, no one was afraid of this offensive lineup. And it doesn't seem like they've really gone out to bolster that.
Well,
again, I'm not trying to hate, but I hear you about Blake Grimmer over to third. I mean, okay.
The one thing,
where's the production coming from?
I'll give you one word of caution, guys.
Okay.
In Tony's era, July was moving time for them. That's when they pulled in a lot of big fish. So we've got.
So we can say yet. Everything we said, we can say.
I understand. Yet. I'm pumping the brakes, and I want to see, and whatnot, Maury, what this thing looks like at the end of it, and then we'll judge it. But right now, it doesn't feel. A good way to put it. I'm trying because I want to be fair to Elander. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of pop around this thing right now.
I know. That's exactly what I think, Tony. It's like Tony Vitello leaves. We have the carryover, the 18-month carryover is what I was kind of calling it with my friends. But we didn't make it to 18 months. We made it to about 14. And I mean, guys, missing on Sawyer Solitaria, say whatever you want. I know a lot of people didn't know who he was. He hit 5 for 10 here. I mean, he went 5 for 10 and didn't even hit a homer. He's a home run hitting mega big stud. He's 6'5", left-handed, 250. 6'5", 225 to 250 here, hitting on our left field fence. Are you kidding me?
He hit 30 here.
He hit at least 25 home runs.
Where'd he end up?
Yeah. Texas got him because they threw about $1.3 million at him, and that's what it is.
Again, that's the thing, Tony. The thing Tony did is he would have gotten that kid. And he would have told the collective, you guys work it out. And they would have said, well, we don't have the money. And he'd have said, yeah, you got the money. Just let's make this thing. Let's make this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Danny's got the baseball program by the short hairs now, and he didn't under Vitello.
That's
I will just leave it at that. Guys, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for taking my call.
That's right. He's got a guy that's going to be more institutional and more in line, I guess you could say. But that was Tony. The beauty of Tony was also the curse of Tony is that he colored outside the lines, and it was by any means possible. That's both the beauty and the curse of him because he drove those people crazy, and he drove that athletic director crazy. James Daniel, do you know if Danny Raisin's ticket price is surely not right? You mean for baseball? No, they're not. They announced a few weeks into the season they were not going to raise ticket prices. Back to the phones we go. There's an interesting discussion going on if there can be a lot of action in a scoreless soccer game. Nega Dave doesn't think so, and the soccer fans are arguing. And there are a couple people in here who have become fans of the sport through the World Cup, which is something I think that does happen pretty frequently. Because to those that dismiss that sport and then you start watching it, Jerry Colquitt was telling me the other day, Sean, he took his daughter to a downtown spot where they were having a watch party. You know, the U.S. was playing in that stadium, right? He said the atmosphere outside that thing, Sean, was unfreaking real. And the atmosphere when the game ended, can you imagine in that big old stadium how cool it would be to see a soccer match in there? The U.S. playing that thing in a World Cup game. He said tickets. Brian, what do you think a get-in standing room was for that game when it kicked off the other day? Because they looked at trying to go.
I bet you close to $1,000 just to get in.
How about $1,600 to stand and watch a soccer match? But he said the whole, like people in Philly tell me, the whole, like a buddy of mine that works up in Philly, he's like, you got to understand, like when Brazil came, he said there's whatever there is in the stadium, 40, and then there's 45 or 50,000 people outside the damn thing. It's just crazy.
I get a kick out of these haters that crack on soccer. I mean, say there's no action in a 1-0 soccer game, and yet those same people will tell me how beautiful a pitching duel in baseball at 1-0 is. When you got a bunch of fat guys walking around, or a defensive thing in football that ends up in 6-3. They'll tell me how riveting that thing is, or talk about how soccer players flopping around, and that's all I see. I mean, NBA game looks to me like you just took a big net into a fish and watched them flop around, or lay down the home of the lay down lineman. You're going to tell me about soccer players flop, or give me a break. Hey, soccer is extremely exciting.
Cinco's speaking the truth to you right now. I'm not going to tell anybody how to. Yeah, I'm not a soccer nerd, so I like
some of these NBA games where there's a challenge every 5 seconds.
Yeah,
and there's no flow. That's
what about a baseball pitcher that'll throw 4 or 5 balls to the first base, or this fake nonsense toss to second base because the clock's going down?
Hey Jew said,
"Come on, man, come on."
Hey Jew fell in love with soccer when he was in Paris during the Euros. He watched it with a bunch of French people. He said the sport was completely Greek to him, but he's sitting there. See, I believe that about any of us, even the haters, even the negatives of the world. If I took you to a place where the sport was truly important, okay? And I mean, or just an environment where one of these World Cups was being held, and you went to just one spot, you'd fall in love with it. Because intrinsically, the things that draws us to sport, it's not so much the sport itself, it's the community around it. I really believe that. Whether the community is when you were a kid putting that uniform on and being a part of a team, whether the community was as a kid going to a sporting event with whomever when you were knee-high to a grasshopper. That's why I believe so strongly in our Amachi tailgate game that we do with these kids that have one or both parents incarcerated. And this year it's going to be the 3rd game of the season, and we're really going to need you to dig deep. You're going to start hearing more about it here coming on. But if you you go to any particular sporting event and you go with an open mind, you'll be a fan. Because it's got the same. Think about the way in the Southeastern Conference that we love. I don't know why I just said that, but Southeastern Conference. Think about the way we love it. Think about multiplying that by about 10. Sean was just telling me during the break. Sean was out on this World Cup a couple weeks ago. He goes, I'm not even excited about it. And then think of what happened. The ball kicks off, and what happens to you?
Man, I love it. We were talking before, but for the most part, it's been well refereed. The VAR has been consistent. Mm-hmm. They're unlike some of these guys on the chat. The refs aren't buying the flops anymore. You got to get mugged to get a foul these days. They're not giving away penalties like the Spanish league does every day. And the stars are showing up. And not only that, the U.S. is actually a legitimate team. Who would have thought?
And these young countries that ordinarily wouldn't be there. And I don't like the expanded field. I think it's too little watered down. but it's created a lot of great drama. And like last night, Colombia scored, Brian, way late against that African nation. Who was that they were playing, Brian?
They were playing DR Congo.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. It was a hell of a match, man.
Shout out to the caller, DR Vol.
I give it up to the Congo. DR Congo. DR Vol, DR Congo. But it's a cool sport. And I would encourage anybody that is soccer curious, go to one of these places downtown here or in a city you live in where you know there's going to be some fans. Just please, to the soccer people that are out there listening to me, like Cam Schneider said to you last week, don't act like a dick toward these people. Okay? Try not to be a condescending dick toward people. Let's go to the phones. Amachi Brook, same thing. Same address we had last year. And Amachi Brook, yeah, we shortened that address last year. I got to start posting it. Let's go to the phones. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
How are my friends compatriots doing today?
W. Lynn, welcome in.
Well, I'm fired up and happy for Nate Ament getting picked.
What a great story.
Now, as the 13th pick, does that mean he gets a check immediately before he even touches a ball for like $15 million, or how does that work?
I don't know what the financial breakdown is of that, but he makes a lot of money when he strokes his check when he strokes his name on the signature. Yes, on the document.
And I thought TR would be happy. Coach Barnes. What's that?
What'd you say there, Coach Barnes? What? TR is going to be happy about what?
Coach Barnes had his orange tie on last night.
You know, I saw that myself. I thought I was seeing things.
I know.
That man was rocking orange.
I thought it was
out
great.
In public.
And since I got hit by a flying deer last week, if anybody knows Nate Ament, maybe he can get me some Fear of the Deer bumper stickers. Yard signs,
yeah.
all that good.
Maybe we'll get you a signed one. I got to work on that for you. W. Lynn, I'll tell you this. When you told me last week that there was blood coming out of your antlers, I can't get that out of my brain, man.
I know it.
And it was squirting all over you in your car after you wrecked?
Yeah. It hit the windshield and I just slammed on the brakes. Yeah. And I didn't know if it was my blood, the deer's blood. It was the antlers.
James Daniel IV says they don't have big signing bonuses for these guys because it's slotted, but he does get $11 million guaranteed.
Okay. That's great.
So,
second thing, I just saw a thing on the news where the Tartan Army from Scotland took over a Miami Marlins game, and it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Cinco, are you a fan of the Tartan Army? Because that's
I've heard a couple of things about them that they drank everything available on the plane rides over. And they're absolutely crushing bars, but bars are running out of beer. They're running out of alcohol. They just come in and menace every place in a good way.
Randy Dalton said there were these two Scottish guys down at Augusta that walked in there semi-loaded. He said he kind of walked around with them for a while because they were so fun. And Randy might be listening to us, might not be. But they gave him a saying that he always says from now on. Somebody got up there and hit a shot, and the one Scottish guy looked at the other and goes, "That's what I'm talking about, Jimmy." And anytime something good happens, Randy says that. He'll go, "That's what I'm talking about, Jimmy." So, shout out Randy Dalton.
They were interviewing some of the fans at the Marlins game.
Yes.
Believe me, there was more Scotland people in there than Marlin fans. And he said, "We're pulling for the fighting fish. We're pulling for the fighting fish."
That's what I'm talking about, Jimmy.
But it was great. But Tony, I got a World Cup question. If USA goes 3-0, will that help our seeding when they do the knockout round?
Yes, obviously. Yes, the more you win, the better. You want to win the group, sure. Yeah, but they're already through. They're already through to the next round.
They've won the group. They've already won the group.
They've already won the group. Okay, well then that doesn't.
Yes.
So tomorrow night's match, Brian, means what? Does it help?
I was wondering if there would be more, if they would get an easier opponent if they finished with 9 points and won all 3 games, and if they just say maybe somehow lost it or just got a point or a draw.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any significance to tomorrow night's game. I'm going to lean on James Daniel IV. He says it's meaningless, tomorrow night's game. It's an exhibition game.
I'm leaning toward it being meaningless.
But you know what?
Oh, wow. Okay.
It isn't meaningless because the get-in price for tomorrow night's game is $2,700, apparently.
But I think the U.S. needs to try to win it, though, to go 3-0 because they've never done that.
I would do it, yeah.
And they're playing on their own. They're playing on their own soil, so they need to put on a good show and win.
Keep on a winning, baby. Keep on a winning.
But if we have anybody kind of beat up or hurt, would we probably sit them out, you think?
Oh, sure, yes.
Yeah, I don't think Pulisic plays.
And if there were some NBA players, surely they would load manage.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. But
Joel Embiid
I'm gonna be pulling for Scotland today. They got Brazil. That'll be tough. And the Tartan Army. I got my Scottish shirt out and flag and everything ready to go. So and then I'll be all USA tomorrow. I'm really into this World Cup, guys. I'm one of those guys that has really got myself involved.
Did you hate it, Duberlin, at one time, or did you always love the World Cup?
No, I never hated it. I just 40 years ago, I wasn't paying too much of mind to it.
Yes.
In 94, I got into it kind of because it was in USA, the 94 team. But like I think I've told you, for the Olympics and World Cup, I follow soccer. And, of course, in the Olympics, follow things I don't follow all year, But I might start trying to follow the Nashville team. They're in first place right now.
Well, Duberlin, you're my man. Much appreciation to you. Here's the thing. You go on YouTube, there are some great videos of old past World Cups. One of the great ones, Paolo Rossi in 82 with Italy, when he came out of nowhere and just went on a scoring binge and they won the World Cup, was incredible. When I was a kid, that was nuts. 86, the Hand of God goal in Mexico City from Diego Maradona is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in sports. Today, it would be disallowed. And that's why replay kind of sucks, because replay takes the fun out of this thing. This guy, Cinco, you've seen that, right? Where the guy knocks the ball in his hands and the people in the crowd are just furious. And he just got away with it because he was crafty.
Do what you got to do.
Back to the phones we go. Avocado from Mexico. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, you're so right. Maradona's in 86 in Mexico City. The hand of God, looking like he headed it, using his hand instead.
Yeah, it was so crafty. So smooth. And then he kind of looked the other way and sort of sold it.
It was Derek Jeter when he got hit in the hand by that pitch.
Yeah.
And he when he didn't get hit in the hand by that pitch back in the day, and he jumped around flailing, throwing his bat into the stands.
So great.
Yeah. Tomorrow's match means nothing for either team. Turkey's out. We're the group winner. We can't change where we're at as a group winner. The 4 guys with the yellow cards definitely aren't going to play because if they pick up a second, they're suspended for the first round of knockout. So I think somebody said you may get an entirely new 11 starters tomorrow. Which it kind of sucks that you're playing your third game in the group stage and you're in the World Cup and you're not going to try to, or you don't really have to try to win it, but it's great that we've already qualified for winning the group, et cetera, I guess.
You know what's really dumb is they're starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. You've got the World Cup on your own soil in your own country, and you've got people excited about it, excited about the team, and you start a game at 10 o'clock at night.
Is that also because you have to play your final group game the same time as the other group game? Is it because Mexico and is it Mexico Paraguay? Is that because that game where that location is, will be like that'll be prime time? Because I'm guessing like wherever they're at is a central time zone or maybe even a mountain time zone that Mexico's playing, and they want that one at 8 p.m. Mexico time.
Yeah, I think Mexico's locations are all mountain time, but it's just, I guess the reason why they're playing so late is that it's played on the West Coast, but still it's just kind of dumb.
I get it.
Just like playing the World Cup in last time in November and December. That's dumb.
Unnatural. Yeah, no, I mean, playing it in Qatar was dumb to start with, but you have to play, if you're going to play it in Qatar, whatever, if you're going to do that, you got to play it in January, December. You can't play it in the summertime, for crying out loud. No. So today's matches that matter, Tony, Bronny, are the big one we should be watching is the Bosnia match. If Bosnia wins, we play them. If Qatar wins, we play them. If it's a draw, we don't play either one of them because neither one of them are going to qualify for the knockouts, and we'll probably play Algeria is the next most likely. But I think we would most like to play Qatar. So Qatar winning today would be like ideal for us, I think.
All right.
To get them in the round of 32.
They should be a massive favorite in the first game in the knockout phase.
I'm rooting on the Qatarites. And then who do we play in the semifinal? The next game? Who would we say?
The quarterfinal, the most likely opponent in the quarterfinal would be Egypt.
Wow.
We would get Mo Salah in Egypt.
Mo Salah.
Yep. And then the most likely matchup if we made it past the quarters would be to Lamine Yamal in Spain.
Goal! It's unbelievable, Andy.
Tony, a couple guys asked in the chat about why they don't have a hard out at the end of a match with the clock stopping, that they leave it up to interpretation, and the clock's always running, and then one rep on the sideline has kind of kept up with the stoppages and says, hey, there's an extra 6 minutes. We're going to play at least 6 minutes of extra time. And why do they do that? And it doesn't make sense. It's because you don't want a hard out in a sport where a goal matters so tremendously, unlike basketball. Like one basket in basketball means almost nothing. So if you're on a fast break in basketball and you don't get to the rim in time and get the shot off, it's your own fault. But in soccer, if you're on a fast break and there's a hard out and you're at midfield and they just stop the game and blow the whistle when action's taking place and you're almost going to score, that would be a terrible way to end a soccer match. So they leave it ambiguous to when the play slows down or the ball goes out of bounds, and then the referee can say, okay, we've played the allotted extra time. Now we'll go ahead and quit the game. That makes sense?
Oh, absolutely. Extra time is always it's always made sense to me. I mean, Bino likes to make fun of it. Well, they're just closed-minded and, they're ignorant.
Yeah, exactly.
We're better than they are.
And how exciting is a 0-0 match if you're either Ghana or England yesterday, and England has 18 shots on goal, and you're an England fan, and you're like, we need the 3 points, but you can't. But Ghana keeps keeping the ball out of the net. And how exciting is that if you're a Ghana fan and you're locked in and you're watching your team just trying to survive to get a point? I know wasn't any scoring, but every time that shot's going on goal, it's got to feel like excruciating pain or exuberance.
Oh, I love it. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call, and that's the nuances of it. And then if you're used to watching the sport, then you understand who's winning the midfield, who's controlling the run of play, what are the tactics, what are the adjustments that you're watching as you see it go. But truly, it's pretty much that simple. With some of these African nations that are in this thing for the first time, they're just trying to get points. I got mighty England across from me. Cinco, who's the best team? 3 best teams in the tournament so far. What do you think?
Well, that's hard to say.
based on the performances, I'd say based on potential, I think, Spain's going to be hard.
Yes.
They should be up there. I was kind of impressed, actually, by Portugal the other day.
Yep.
I don't know. There's so many really good teams.
It's wide open.
Mexico's pretty tough.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this.
The U.S.
I think
looks
USA's a tough out for somebody.
They look formidable. I mean, I hate to say that because we sucked at it for so long. Having a guy that can finish.
Let me tell you this, though, because I'm disappointed. You're Missouri.
Oh, I can't believe it. Don't.
That is historically the greatest defensive program in world soccer.
I can't believe it.
And I just do not. There's so many great players. I mean, that league is not the greatest. It's probably second tier. But nonetheless, what is going on when your boys are not in the World Cup 3 times running? That's crazy.
My brother just came back from 2 weeks there, and I can't wait to ask him what the citizenry, because he's there while the World Cup's going on. And he assumed when he booked a trip a year ago, they would be there. You know how much fun that would be to be in Italy when they're playing in the World Cup, Sean? Can you imagine that? And they are not, for the third time, they've missed it. Third time.
Yeah.
To our phones we go. That's embarrassing. That'd be like us going 50 years without playing in an SEC championship game. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
I don't think people are saying 0-0 draws aren't really interesting. It's more about like the level of play in this World Cup. Like, if you're being honest, like 90% of the games, level of play is not great. It's just not. Like,
yeah, but the game, I mean, I agree with you because I don't like the expanded field either. But the game is so much more about, and this event in particularly, it's just about the pageantry of this thing, man. And that's what carries
no doubt. Like they like the enthusiasm behind the fact that this is the World Cup, like the environment, like all of that is fabulous. Like it's absolutely the reason we bought into it and why it's exciting.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to argue against somebody if they're just talking about what they're seeing as far as like level of play. And look, I love soccer. Like, I think it's a great sport. But the truth is international soccer is nothing like club soccer. Like, these guys are being thrown together, have not played together. And even when you have vast disparities between teams and matches, like, unless you have an elite player like a Messi or a Haaland or an Mbappe, like, those guys are elite enough to create on their own and score, and the rest of these teams just aren't. And they're not creative enough in the final third to score goals and make it look fun and make it look interesting. And you end up with a lot of games that are kind of gross, if I'm being honest.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
And that's my biggest issue with it. There's a lot of games I turn on, I'm like, man, I appreciate all the fandom and how much it means and the excitement level. And it's still interesting when it's 0-0 at the end. Like, I get that. But at the end of the day, it's still pretty disgusting to watch.
Do you bet on
45 minutes.
Lee, do you bet on it?
Not a ton, man. I've never really bet like on international soccer. It's not really my thing. Like, I think some people know this, but like, when I started doing this, like in the early 2000s, we would go to Vegas literally like 3 or 4 times, like about 3 weekends out of the month. And we would get off-market prices on club soccer, EPL soccer, La Liga soccer, in the Vegas books, because they were so off market from what the other books, the offshore books were, just because they didn't get much action on it. And we would make a killing doing it. And that's really what I bet for like the first 5-6 years when I started doing this, was just tennis and soccer in Vegas, getting off market prices. But the international thing is so much different. I just don't think I don't know. There's a lot more variance in it. I think it's a lot harder to predict and like call. I mean, I love watching it. Like I said, but I'm not going to argue back against anybody that says that they don't like it when it comes to just the level of play that they see in some of these games. It's really not good.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'll certainly defend like soccer, but to be honest, the level of play in a lot of these games isn't really defensible in my opinion. It's kind of lousy play. It's pretty disgusting for the most part. Like, now, I do think it will get better once we get like these garbage teams out of this thing that should have never been.
It's going to be wild.
In the first place.
It's going to be wild,
like,
man.
It certainly should get better as these teams get more experience and being on the pitch together and playing. You know, it should certainly get better. But I don't know. That's just my take on it. Like I haven't pushed back against anybody that says that they don't like it. Just, if they just started watching it and they turn it on and they don't, I'm like, I get it. I get it if it's not entertaining to you. Like I totally understand it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I believe that it is a sport where, like any of these sports, if you and I went to a place and we were watching Australian rules football and we didn't know a damn thing about it, but we were in a group of passionate people and they're over, like, say, a couple week period, we could get into that. We would eventually learn the sport. We would learn some nuances of it and we would get into it because we're sports people. It's what we are.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I wish Nashville had gotten elected to be a host city for one of these things. Like that would have given me that would actually give me the first reason I would have enjoyed going to downtown Nashville the first time in a long time.
Interesting.
Unfortunately not. But anyway, that's it, boys. You boys have a good day.
Thank you, my brother. Hey, when Nashville builds that new stadium, Brian, the next time that's here 30 years from now, they'll get it. I bet it'll be here.
It's indoors and you don't have to deal with weather delays either.
Well,
so that'll be nice.
I guess they won't let them play indoors, though, or will they?
Well, Atlanta's indoors. The SoFi
they're
thing's
playing
indoors.
on grass. That's right, inside. You're right.
They could play in Minnesota. They could play in Phoenix, all indoors, so you don't have to deal with weather.
I'll tell you what. Some of these NFL players have made interesting points, Sean. I don't know if you've seen this. They said, "Why are they protecting the knees of these guys, but our owners won't protect our knees?" But yet they ripped up the turf for us, or they put grass over. Brian, we need to reach out to John Shirakin over at UT, Dr. Shirakin. I'm going to try to get him on next week, talk about that. Because he is a consultant with the World Cup on the conversions of many of these stadiums. Do you think that'd be an interesting radio guest, Brian, to talk to him about that?
Yeah, sure.
But it's what's really impressive is that they're significantly better than the same pitches were for this past summer where they had the World Club tournament in the United States, and those were pastures compared to this. So somebody heard the complaints of the summer tournament and then or this past summer, and then really improved everything.
I'm talking to Dr. Strachan about it. I got to ask him, because I don't think he was involved in that last year. They brought him in, I know, back in the fall. And I got to get with Dr. Sorokin on that. I'm with James Daniel IV. I don't understand in 2026 why any sports are played on turf. Any of them. UT baseball, any of them. I don't understand it. But particularly football, that cannot be good for your knees. And I know that artificial surfaces come a long way. And if you're in a group that represents artificial, I'm not trying to put you out of business. I get high school fields and you don't have the maintenance. I get all. I'm talking about high level professional athletes. And maybe, with the college thing, you could say, well, Tennessee's got a multi-use field there, and that's what Tony wanted it for. They can play tournaments there, and they can get a look at players, and I get all that. But major league teams playing on turf right now, I don't understand that. And NFL football players playing on artificial turf doesn't make any sense to me. It's never made sense to me, in fact. So, you can't grow grass there. I mean, bullshit. You're a billionaire. You can grow grass there. Why you can't grow grass? I mean, yes, you can. You can grow grass there. Come on now. You can grow grass there. They grew grass there before we had artificial surfaces in the mid to late 60s. Hey, Sean, they said that first turf they put in Neyland Stadium, it was called tartan turf at the time. They said that thing smelled like you could smell the oil coming off of it when it got really hot. Can you imagine that? Or gasoline or oil. It had you could literally smell it burning, Sean.
I don't know. Back when we were in school, standing on that turf for practice, and I wasn't a player. I was just a little student manager, but standing on that for a couple hours, you needed a chiropractic thing. But what about you can't grow grass? They can grow pristine grass in Newcastle, England.
Correct.
Which is about like in Maine.
Correct.
The northern part of Maine.
Correct. Where the sun never shines.
So don't tell me you can't grow grass.
And as James is saying, because a couple of Giants players have called out their ownership and said, what are we doing here? Why do they get grass? And then when this tournament's over, they're going to rip the grass up. Yeah, I thought you told me we couldn't have grass in our stadium. In other words, why are you kissing the ass of these people? They're playing kickball. Any final thoughts here on the way out?
Well, I just want to say what Lee said. If people like soccer, they don't like soccer. That's fine with me. It doesn't matter to me whether you like it or not. There are things that I'm not watching tennis. I'm not watching golf, so I feel you.
Yep.
But I think that I think just to diminish it as a bunch of guys flopping around and not scoring anything, I think that's a little bit short-sighted. And again, if you don't like it, that's fine.
And to some of the soccer heads, be more welcoming of people. Like if you see somebody at one of these things, and you're out watching just suspend your dickness for like 5 minutes. Don't act like a Rush music fan, okay? Some of you Rush fans. Rush is the only group that exists. No, there's other music out there. Other people play a bass other than Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson. And this gal they've got, this little gal, Cinco, is killing it on the drums. Annika? She's killing it. Annika is killing. Some of the clicks with
20% of the kit that Neil Peart used to have.
Yes, she's killing Cinco.
Killing it.
She's so world class. My gosh. And she's this little tiny thing.
And that's the great thing about music.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman. It doesn't matter if you wear pants or a dress.
Yep.
You go watch Samantha Fish.
Yep.
Rip into some blues.
Yep.
You watch this Annika girl carry on for arguably one of the greatest rock drummers of all time and not miss a beat.
Carol Kay.
It doesn't matter.
Carol
if
Kay
you can get on stage and you got the goods, nobody cares.
No. Carol Kay of the Wrecking Crew. It wouldn't look like the most
unassuming. One of the greatest bass players of all time.
Like a high school teacher. She'd be teaching high school English. She pulled that bass out in that studio and sat right next to all those great musicians and held her own and came up with some of the great bass parts you've ever heard. Look her up, man.
Well, her story was she was a great guitar player.
Oh.
And when she got to the Wrecking Crew, they needed a bass player more than they needed a guitar player. So she just picked up the bass and learned it on the spot.
Sean, you up for an Iraq soccer watch party on Friday afternoon at 3, Sean?
Yeah, I'll probably skip the whole Iraq match there, Brownie boy. I'll watch the highlights.
And by the way, guys, on the way out, you think Neyland Stadium would be a good place to hold a match, Cinco? We think the sight lines would be in there for the beautiful game.
Heck yeah, if you can, man. Yes, I mean I've watched one of the best things I've seen there lately was that Luke Combs concert, and it was great.
If they can put Savannah,
easily put a soccer match in there.
If they could put Savannah Bananas in there, yeah, they can do soccer. Auburn had a soccer match between Iceland and Argentina before
this year, a warm up.
Yeah, so
Danny missed the point on that one because that Auburn thing was awesome looking. Brian, that was awesome looking down there, man. The sights.
But we can have the Savannah Bananas though, doing that pseudo.
I tell you what the real accomplishment has been so far
bananas. That's what
how the security has kept the
that's what he said.
The flares from burning down stadiums all over the country.
I was down there.
Now, that's next level. You don't like soccer? Go watch a South American team when they're setting fire to their own stadium. That's what I'm talking about.
20 years ago, I went to the send-off game in Nashville, USA and Morocco. Those that know. But behind us in one of the end zones, all of a sudden I look out of the corner of my eye, and I see this guy with like this big, huge, it was like burning green flare, like a road flare. And he pulls it out and goes, and that sumbitch is And I mean, the sparks are flying off that thing, Sean, in a packed stadium. Laura looks at me and she goes, what are we doing? And then all of a sudden, they were beating us. It was a send-off game for the U.S. We sucked. And we did the JOB in that tournament. You can go back and look it up. But the year we played in Nashville, this guy's holding up the freaking flare. And then somebody else lights one up, and then before you know it, the whole section's like lit on fire.
Hey, well, I just got a note from the great Diamond Dave Elliott that we hosted a World Cup qualifier in 1988 in Neyland.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but he did. That's my boy.
86 was a World Cup qual. Might have been 86. I'll have to look that up.
He says 88, bro.
Well, in 88,
there was no World Cup in 88. It was 86 and 90.
Yeah, 90 was Italian.
Said World Cup qualifier.
So World it could have been in
88.
Qualifying for the 90 World
cycle.
Cup.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go. I got to look it up. Tell Elliot.
Dave hitting it up.
Tell Elliot that I kind of believe him and I kind of don't.
Well, he's a clown anyway.
Elliot, I believe you. Elliot, I believe you. How long was Elliot over there, Cinco? 30 years?
God, we start. I don't know, but we
35?
started together.
35?
I think, or I was a year before him.
Yeah, and he just got out a couple years ago.
Yeah, he got. I don't want to go into all
30,
that.
35. You gone 30? You gone 35?
I don't know, but it's a shame he's not over there. That's my boy.
1991, Northern Irish Club in Linfield played in the American Professional Soccer League All-Star team. They had a world level game. Brian, one of these exhibitions they have like in August where they play in these stadiums or late July, that would be really cool to bring one of those games to Neyland Stadium, like Arsenal or one of these teams, one of y'all's favorite kickball teams from
No, they got it.
England.
They got to have like something that nobody cares about, like Top Golf or Savannah Bananas, though, instead.
Why would you rip Top Golf? I mean, you could keep Byron Williams. Keep Byron's name out of your mouth there, dude. Why you got to involve Byron in this? Why we got to rip Byron? Cinco, it always gets around to we stay on the air long enough and Byron gets ripped.
Don't rip Byron. Don't rip the great Vince Keller. Don't rip any of those folks.
Love y'all. Thanks. Fun.
Thanks.
He's SEA and Sinclair DDS, beautiful Maryville. I'm Tony, Basilio. We LUVU. And by the way, like and subscribe if you're over there on not Facebook, but if you're over there on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. We support you. Peace, GBO. Talk to you tomorrow. I got to get ready for my trip. I did not have any designs on staying on for an hour, but I don't know. I enjoy it. Oh, man. Woo!